Hi, and welcome to this edition of Renovation Time. Well, we're back at the addition, and we're at the spray foam process. We just finished spray foaming, so we'll get the inspector in to inspect it all. Hopefully tomorrow, windows go in tomorrow, and then start drywalling next week. Watching the spray foam, it took him actually about a day and a half to spray foam this, and it doesn't seem like a lot of work, and I think he was even a little surprised, but we spray foamed the whole floor as well, so that took him probably 3/4 of a day, and he did a fabulous job, then came in and did the walls, and then had to come back and do the ceiling. He did a couple coats and had to put another 2 coats on it this morning. So very, very good job. And the other thing I should mention too, quickly before I move on, is when you see the orange, what he did is anytime he's seen a fissure, so just a slight line in the purple spray foam, he came in with his little bottle and spray foamed it. So this is sealed 100%. It's pretty incredible what he did. So I'm curious to see how warm this room's going to be in the wintertime. So what we're going to talk about today is the electrical. So as I said last week, what we did is we did all the electrical rough-in prior to the spray foam being done. So Access Peachy came in, Doug Peachy came in, did all the electrical, roughed it all in for us. We had a site meeting with the homeowner and went through and said, what do you want, where do you want everything? So what we ended up doing is they're going to put a TV in this corner. So we ran our HDMI, and that's another thing I always tell people. You can always run them before the rough-in, but it's really hard to run them after. So if you're doing a reno, you're doing an addition, you're building a house, whatever the case may be, make sure you spend a little bit more money because it's only wire, and make sure you put in as many as you can because you may in the future need it. So we ran our HDMI for obviously the TV. We have our cable down here. We have our boxes here, so they could actually do a wall mount TV in this corner. Nice fireplace here, bookcases, bookshelves in this area. And then usually, like for plugs, we always overdo it. We'd rather have more plugs than less, so we definitely put a plug in here. We also have, I think that's a telephone there, so we have telephone in here, plug in there, plug over here with another cable as well, plug here. And the other thing, originally, the house, this was the end of the house. So there was a light, that would be your outside light originally. And this is actually inside the house now. So this is now a warm zone. We just left the insulation in and then we'll drywall it. But we left the light here. So we're going to put a wall sconce here. We have our switches here. So we ran a 3-way. So you'll be able to come in, turn the pots on, and the ceiling. There's a large ceiling fan going in here, so you'll be able to turn it on here. And then what we did is we ran a 3-way, so if you did come through the garden door that's going to be here with a little deck leading outside, we ran a 3-way here. So we have our switches for our pot lights, our ceiling fan, which is perfect, and then the third one will be our outside light. Lastly, we actually put a plug on the outside here as well. So if you need it for anything outside, we want to make sure you have lots of plugs outside as well. So one real good thing is, again, if you want to add them, because it's better to have one every 10 or 12 feet and just run an extension cord as opposed to only having one and having to buy a 30 or 40 or 50 foot cord to run it. So as you can see, coming along quite nicely. We're got a little bit of a later start on this reno because of the weather. It was just the spring was definitely wet and it was rainy, so we wanted to wait and make sure that it was good and dry before we got in here. And but in the last couple of weeks, it's been coming along quite nicely. And obviously, the spray foam made a big difference for us, and we'll be able to drywall it hopefully next Tuesday, and we'll be buttoned up and ready for paint by Friday. So hopefully that helps you with your next renovation. But until next time, be safe and have fun.
Renovation Time is brought to you by Anden Kitchen and Bath Center. Come talk to the people who know kitchens and bathrooms. Anden Kitchen and Bath Center.